iPads, what a pleasure it is to use. And the likelihood is after getting yourself an iPad, you're quite likely to look out for an array of accessories to improve your experience using the device and also to extend its functionality. A nice keyboard case like this is a must-have. I find the one by ESR to be the most value for money in return for quality that you get. I do have a video talking about this case and I'll leave a link for that at the end of this video, so look out for that one. But it's really nice also to pair your iPad with a mechanical keyboard with nice keyboard switches. But when you do that, you typically end up doing is you'll end up using a mouse together with the mechanical keyboard. But the iPad and the iOS operating system isn't really designed to optimally make use of a mouse. I believe it's almost like Apple added the support for a mouse just because Android's been offering it from day one. And so it's just after a while, it just didn't make sense not to. Now that said, the best way I found to pair your mechanical keyboard with an iPad is to have a touch pad like this or a trackpad, and that's the reason why a keyboard case like this and even Apple's keyboard cases come with a nice little trackpad here, Logitech as well. So then you're left with buying something from Apple at $120 US, designed in California, made in China, and that's going to set you back quite a bit of money. Or I'd like to recommend for you this trackpad that I picked up from Shopee, the equivalent of Temu in the USA, I guess. You can also get something like this from different kinds of online shops such as Lazada. I won't bother to leave a link because these things are OEM and you just have to try to look for one that suits what you're looking for. It won't be that difficult to find. It's just that with the recent tariffs that are in effect, you might have to find a way to get yours at a good price with your own method, so it doesn't really make sense for me to leave you a link. You just have to look for it yourself. But I'll show you what it looks like and what it does. I do suggest getting a nice giant trackpad like this so that you can navigate around the iOS operating system in the way that it's supposed to, right? You can't do this with a mouse, right? So you can only do this swiping movement with a trackpad like this. But I don't recommend that you spend $120 US. I bought an Apple Magic Trackpad once and the lithium battery inside started to leak after about, I think, 2.5 years of using it. So that's the typical lifespan of a device, maybe, if it's designed for you to replace it after a few years. So this trackpad is $25 US and it works fantastic. There are 3 different ways that I can connect this trackpad to the iOS device. So method number 1 is to use a dongle like this. It comes with a wireless transmitter like this, 2.4 gigahertz transmitter. You just pop this into your reliable USB-C hub with an SD card reader with multiple USB slots, a USB charging enabled port. This one's by G-Link. It's a really good USB-C hub. You can find these anywhere. And so this will allow me to pop this onto any device and I don't have to repair it, which means I can use this with my MacBook. I can use this with a Windows computer. Theoretically, I should be able to use this with an Android device as well. So you just have to connect it like this and you're ready to go instantly. And this wireless dongle is a very reliable connection between the trackpad and the iOS device. However, there are other ways such as Bluetooth. So there's a little switch here that I can use to switch between wired using the wireless transmitter and Bluetooth. So right now I've got it onto Bluetooth. So the light is going to start to flash blue like this. I see function trackpad connect. Yep, go ahead and pair it and it works. All right. And then the third method, possibly the most reliable method, is to just do a wired connection like this. That's not to say the wireless connections such as Bluetooth and the wireless transmitter isn't reliable, but probably this is the most straightforward way to connect. I say it's the most reliable connection because you don't need to switch it on to the powered mode, so you don't have to use the battery for it to work. So you can just leave it on, especially if you've got a dongle or a USB hub. So I'm going to use a USB hub now. Okay, wired through a USB hub. The other thing I wanted to mention about this trackpad is it doesn't have any moving parts. So literally you are clicking by tapping. Right click will be the predictable 2-finger tap. All the gestures that you expect to work will work with this trackpad. So it's really a pleasure to use, especially if you're using the mechanical keyboard option, and you've got your iPad on an elevated position. A very nice item to add to your collection of iPad accessories. I think you'll enjoy using this device very much. Go ahead and look for it online. Mine came in a box like this. No expenses were spent. Not no expenses spared, but you get it right. No expenses were spent on branding, and that's the reason why this product came so cheap. Look, they didn't splurge at all. It's got a really cheap plastic housing. The manual, there was absolutely no graphic designer that worked on this manual. But yeah, it is what it is. It's $25 US. So it's either you get something like this or you spend $120 US at least for the Apple Magic Trackpad. I'm not sure if it's going to cost more now because it was designed in California but made in China. So I'm very happy with this item. It came to me directly from Shenzhen. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is the Injured Tech Man signing out, and I'll see you in the next video.